Hello, dear students. I am Samir Velankar and I welcome all of you to this video. In this video, we will see a very interesting topic longest common subsequence LCS. Now, the problem actually is we are given two strings. Let's see the example straight away here and then read out the definition. Now, in the example, we are given two strings x and y. Now, it's not necessary that the first string should be larger than the second string. They can be of any arbitrary length. And the problem asked is that find out the common subsequence between these two strings. Now, you just check that you know one problem called substring problem. In substring problem, what is done is that we will find out whether the sequence given in Y, whatever, here it is BASMQ, is that sequence BASMQ appearing in the other string X exactly in the same sequence? That means exactly one after the other BASMQ should appear. That is not this problem. Just try to understand this is not a substring problem, whereas this is a subsequence problem. Now, what do you mean by subsequence exactly is that indeed we want to search BASMQ, this string, but we want to find out a sequence from left to right where as many possible characters of y matches x in the same direction from left to right, but they need not be in sequence or rather one after the other. What I mean by this is that if you start comparing x with y, let us say that B here, the first character of Y is matched with this B. So that means we are not considering first letter of X at all. But we have compared this first letter of Y with second letter of X because both were B. And now the second letter of Y is A, and there is A found. There is A found in X. Here it is. So two characters B and A in the same direction left to right as we are going in Y are matching. Now the third letter S over here in Y matches S over here. Check this. Fourth letter M has absolutely no match. Check M doesn't appear in Y. So we will not compare M with anything, or rather it doesn't get matched with anything. And the last letter Q matches with the Q here. Check this. So the characters which really matched between X and Y in the direction left to right, where B, then A, isn't it? Then S, correct? And finally Q. So the subsequence, or rather the common subsequence, is B, A, S, Q between the two strings. Now, you see this that when we are comparing Y with X, there is no restriction given that this B, first B, should be matched with which letter of X. So last time, we matched this first letter B with second letter of X. Of course, it was B, that's why. But how about saying that this first letter of Y, that is B, is matching with this B? Yes, we are allowed to do that. That means we have started our comparison of Y, the first letter, from very very far off letter of X because B was found at that place. But now you watch when we are checking the second letter of Y. This is A. Here I am marking A. A is found here, back in the sequence here, isn't it so? But once we have approached B here, we have to go in the same direction, left to right. So we cannot come back in the direction and say that A is found at the very first place. The only match that we can do for the second letter of Y, that is A, is the A appearing at the last place here. We can't go back once we have matched B with seventh letter, I think, or sixth letter. We can't go back for matching this A here because we have to follow the same direction in both the strings. I hope you are understanding. So the second letter A was matched with this last A. Now let's come to S, the third letter of Y. Now you watch, what we did is we actually compared, switch on the marker again. We actually compared this B with this B here, pointing out. Then A was matched with the last A, of course, because we can't go back in the sequence. Now the S, this third letter of Y, cannot be matched. Just check my words. It cannot be matched with this S. Why? Because we have already approached this last letter, so we can't go back in the direction and say S is found. So rather, if we start matching the first B of Y, say first B of Y with this B where I am pointing to, then the next letter A will match with the last A, and we have exhausted with X. So we get a common subsequence as BA, which is also a subsequence, isn't it? And it is agreed that this is a subsequence or common subsequence. So can we find some more subsequences? Let's say that we say, no, why we will start comparing from Y only? We will compare from X. Okay, agreed. So let's take the first letter of X, that is A, and match it with the first A found over here. This is where we have found a match. Now this B, the second letter of X, cannot be matched back here because we have already gone to the second letter of Y. So at the time when we have matched A with the second letter of Y, the next letter B cannot be matched with any letter in this direction of Y, left to right. And you notice that next letter X has no match. Next letter A has no more match because there is no more A after this first A in Y. R has no match. B has no more matches because B has gone back in the string Y. C has no match. S is found here. You just check S is found. So the match for S is found. By the way, A was matched with this second letter. S was found with this third letter, isn't it? And now Q will match this last letter. So we have gone in the same direction in both the strings. We have a liberty of leaving any amount of characters in between, but in the same direction, isn't it? So the common subsequence we found here was A, then it was S, and then it was Q. So there are many common subsequences. I hope you have understood the definition. But the problem is we want to find out the longest common subsequence. I mean, what will be the longest string which matches these rules? And in this example, the longest common subsequence is BASQ, but all these are the common subsequences and so on I have written because there are many common subsequences. Now, the height of this problem is that somebody will say, sir, in that case, A, A, and Q is a common subsequence. But what about S? No, I have a liberty of leaving it. I can leave any amount of characters. You will agree that B, sorry, A and Q taken in that sequence, left to right, there are A and Q in the same sequence in both the strings. So A and Q is also a common subsequence. So somebody will argue in that case, sir, Q is a common subsequence. Simply Q is a common subsequence. Yes, but what about the other characters? We have not compared them. But in the same direction from left to right in both the strings, we have a match Q and we have stopped comparing. So Q is a common subsequence. By the way, the problem is finding longest common subsequence, and that is BASQ in this problem. So the problem is very difficult actually, given two arbitrary strings of very, very large length. Just imagine X is 1000 letter string and Y is 50 letter string. And we want to find out the longest common subsequence. This is going to be a difficult problem, searching this subsequence in such a big string. But don't worry, there is a dynamic algorithm. As our chapter is going on, dynamic algorithm, we will see how to solve this problem using dynamic approach. Before that, you can just pause the video and go through example 2 and example 3. Here I have given that the longest common subsequence LCS for the two strings is ADH of length 3, and the longest common subsequence for the two strings here is GTAB of length 4. Just confirm it. Just confirm it. Let's see what is the dynamic method to solve LCS problem. Although the problem is very difficult, trust me, it's going to be very easy using dynamic approach. So let's see what we have again. We have X and Y, two strings, of length M and length N. So X is of length M letters are there, and Y is of length N letters are there in Y. And I have made it clear that I have started indexing these two strings not from 0 but from 1. Okay. Mostly whenever we draw any strings, for example, there is a string A, B, C, D, we know that we start indexing from 0. We are so used to this 0 indexing. But we will assume that in our problem, the strings are given starting from index 1. So that's why I have made it clear that if M is the length, then indexes are 1 to M. And if N is the length, then indexes are from 1 to N. Okay, so we are given two strings. And what we will do to solve LCS problem is, we will take a matrix. Let the name of the matrix be LCS of M plus 1 rows and N plus 1 columns. And the indexes of the matrix are 0 to M and 0 to N. Just as an example, suppose X is ABCD. Let's take a very small example, ABCD, and Y is, let us say, BC. And the indexes, you all know, is 1 to 4. Here it is 1 to 2. So the length M for X is 4. There are 4 letters. And length N for Y is 2. There are 2 letters. So to solve this problem on X and Y, what we will do is, we will declare a matrix. And the matrix is going to contain 5 rows. Yes, it will contain 5 rows which will be indexed from 0 to 4. Observe, this is M, 0 to M. So it is containing M plus 1 rows. That extra 0th row has added up here. And we are going to declare a matrix of N plus 1 columns. So we are going to get 0, 1, 2. Oh, this column is not there. Sorry. Now this is N. There are 2 letters, isn't it? There are 2 letters. So we will declare a matrix of N plus 1 columns. That plus 1 has got added due to this 0th column. And importantly, when we start solving the problem, we will initialize entire row 0 to 0 and entire column 0 to 0. This is how we start. And then rest of the matrix will be filled by our algorithm. All these values which I am ticking will be found by our algorithm. And this cornermost element, this is the last element of the matrix which I am bordering over here. This cornermost element is going to give us the answer. The answer is going to be length of the longest common subsequence. As you see in our example, x is ABCD and y is BC. It's not very difficult to find that BC is the longest common subsequence. B and C matches. So the length stored over here will be 2 at the end. So the cornermost entry, that is, if the name of the matrix is LCS, then LCS MN is going to give us the answer when the algorithm ends. Check that this is mth row, and nth column. Mth row and nth column is going to give us the answer. But how are we going to fill this matrix? For that, we will run a nested for loop which fills the matrix. The nested for loop will fill the entire matrix, LCS matrix, using following rules have been given. Now, this nested for loop will easily take row counter I from 1 to m and column counter j from 1 to n, and it will run a simple if else. In the if else, we are deciding what should be LCS of ith row and jth column. So, to understand this algorithm, let's have a run of this algorithm. Let's try to run it. Now, here we are having x is equal to a, b, c, d. I'll just index this. We are indexing this from 1. It's a bit crowded, but just manage it. So we are having 7 letters in X. So M is 7 and Y is having 3 letters. So N is 3. So obviously we will declare a matrix, isn't it? We will declare a matrix which will have 8 rows because M is 7. So let's make a matrix of 0 to 7, that is 8 rows. And we will be having 0 to 3 columns because N is 3. So N plus 1 columns are there. Now what we are going to do, we are going to take these rows as indexes of X. I repeat, we are going to take these rows as indexes of X, and we are going to take these columns as indexes of Y. Columns will be treated as indexes of Y. So for my reference, just for my reference, or rather for your reference, I am writing the letters of X in front of the indexes. So the letters of the X, as you see, is A, B, C, D, X, A, B. So A, B, C, D, X, A, B. Check, these are the letters of X. And indeed, the first letter of X is A, and the last letter of X is B, seventh letter. Isn't it so? And the letters of Y I am writing in front of the columns. So that is DAB. Check, these are the letters of Y. Isn't it so? And now the entire row is going to be initialized to 0 and entire column will be 0. Now we are obviously finding our answer, and the answer will be in the cornermost element here. This is going to give us the final answer. But we will be able to find out this cornermost answer only by sequentially filling the array from top to bottom. So we will have to fill this element, isn't it, which I am pointing to. Now the rule to fill this element is so easy. We will just check what is xi. Is it equal to yj? And now you watch, xi in this example is a because we are in the first row, and in the first row the letter is a, or rather the first letter of x is a. And yj in this example is d, observe, because we are in the first column. So first letter of X is compared with first letter of Y, and we check, are they equal? Now, if they were equal, let's assume they were equal. I know they are not equal here because Yj is D. But if they were equal, let's say, then we will borrow an element from the diagonal, exactly an element which is there up there in the diagonal, and we will just add 1 to that element. That element is 0. Check that. And we will simply add 1 to it, and we will store 1 here. That's it. If there is a match, I am saying, then simply borrow an element from the diagonal, add 1 to it, and store the value over there. But the match was not found. So if the match is not found, then what we do, we will take maximum of either the element above or the element to the left. We will take maximum between these two elements. Isn't it so? And we will copy that element. Whatever is maximum will be copied at the place that we are filling. But what if both are equal? Now both of them are 0. Then you have a liberty of taking any element because both are anyway equal, both are maximum. But we will set up the rules as we are running our algorithm. And we will say if the both elements are equal, if there is no maximum, both are equal, then we will always borrow an element from above. We will borrow it from above. Okay, I hope you have understood. Let's continue. Now we will fill this element which I am pointing to. Let's see what is the letter at the row. Letter at the row is A. I'll just change the color. Check that letter at this row is A and letter at this column is also A. So match is found. As the match is found, we will borrow an element from the diagonal that is 0 and add 1 to it. So the element stored over here will be 1. Let's fill the next element. Now the letters here are A and B. Check the column here. This is B and the letter we are comparing is A. So match is not found. Then we will borrow the maximum either from above or from left. Whichever is maximum will be borrowed and the maximum is left element. So we will copy that element as it is, isn't it? We will copy the element just as it is. And we have borrowed it from the left. Here we go. We have borrowed it from the left. Now let's fill this next element sequentially. Now I am not overwriting the letters here like this letter is B and this letter is D. Let's now fill it very fast. B and D don't match. So we will take element from above or from left. Whichever is maximum will be borrowed. But both are equal. Then we will borrow an element from above. If there is a tie, we will borrow an element from the above. Let's fill this element. Now the letters are B and A, they don't match. So we'll borrow maximum from above or left. And the maximum is 1, which is indeed taken from above. Next is B matches B here. So we are going to take the diagonal element, which is 1, and simply add 1 to it, that is 2. So diagonal element is taken, 1 is added to that diagonal value and stored in the element that we are filling. Next element here is C matching with D, that doesn't match. So we will borrow an element and both are equal. So we'll borrow it from above. C doesn't match A. So maximum between up and left is taken. B doesn't match C here. So maximum from up and left is taken. That is 2. Let's fill this element. D matches D. So we will take element from the diagonal and add 1 to it. That's it. Next, D doesn't match A. So we will take maximum from above or left, but both are equal. So we will take element from above. Now D doesn't match B here. So maximum is taken from up or left, but up is the maximum. Next is X. Now X will not match with anything you watch because the letters of Y is DAB. So we have to take maximum from up or left. Here goes 1 up and 2 up. I hope you're understanding it. Now coming to the next row, A doesn't match D, so maximum is taken from above or left. A matches A, watch here. So we will go to diagonal and we will add 1 to that diagonal value and store that value. Next is B doesn't match A, so we have to take maximum, but both are maximum above or left. So we will give preference to above. Last row, B doesn't match D, so let's take the maximum from above. B doesn't match A, let's take the maximum from above. And B matches B, so we are going to take the diagonal, add 1 to it and store it. This is our answer, you watch. So LCS, length of the longest common subsequence is 3. And indeed, for the given problem, you watch that the longest common subsequence for the problem A, B, C, D, X, A, B, this was X, I am rewriting it here. And why was D, A, B? Check that D matched over here, A matched over here as I am showing, and B matched over here. This was a very easy problem. We could have solved it by hand without building a matrix, but I wanted to explain the algorithm. The fun part of this is that you can even find out the subsequence that DAB matched. Let's see how. Check that. We can even find out the subsequence. Now you see, to find out the subsequence, you start from the cornermost entry. Oh, this is my color here. Wait a minute. Let's start with the cornermost entry, that is 3. Mhm. Not this one also. Okay, I'll go back to the original color. Let's start with this 3. And 3 has a diagonal entry over here. Check this. There is a diagonal entry for 3. That means the letter corresponding to this element matched, and the letter corresponding to this element was B. I'm ticking out here. So B matched. And now as the direction shown here is diagonal, we will visit this place, which is storing 2. We will follow these arrows, isn't it? And 2 is also having a diagonal entry. So the letters over here matched, which is A followed by A with A. So A matched, isn't it? A also matched. And now you watch, as you follow this direction, we are at this 1. But 1 tells us to go up, and we reach this 1, which I am overwriting. And 1 has a diagonal entry, isn't it? 1 has a diagonal entry, which means the letter D matched D. So the third letter which matched over here was D. And ultimately, after matching D, what you find out after matching D, we have come to this entry 0. Here I am writing in the matrix 0, which is column 0. So we can stop now because we have reached column 0. So when we reach column 0 or row 0, we can stop. So these were the letters which were there in the common subsequence. But let me tell you, most of the times we are not interested in the letters, we are interested in the length. What is the length of the longest common subsequence? And length is given by the cornermost element. I hope you have understood how the algorithm runs. In the next video, we will see one more example, and then we will solve some other way of solving LCS, which is recursive algorithm for solving the LCS problem. Thank you very much.